So I'm going to be reading the family tree of King Saul of Benjamin. Now Benjamin begot Bela, his firstborn, Ashbel the second, Ahara the third, Nohab the fourth, and Rapha the fifth. The sons of Bea were Adar, Gurah, Abihud, Abishua, Naaman, Ahash, Gurah, Nephusham, Huram. These are the sons of Ehud, who were the heads of their fathers' houses of the inhabitants of Geba, and who forced them to move to Manahath. Naaman, Ahijah, and Gurah, who forced them to move, he begot Uzzah and Ehud. Also, Shaharaim had children in the country of Moab, after he had sent away Hushim and Bara his wives. By Hodesh his wife he begot Jobab, Zibiah, Mesha, Malcolm, Jeuz, Zakiah, and Mirma. Sounds almost like mermaid. These were his sons, heads of their fathers' houses. And by Hushim he begot Ahitub and Elpel. The sons of Elpel were Eber, Misham, and Shemed, who built Ono and Lod with its towns. And Burah and Shema, who were heads of their fathers' houses of the inhabitants of Ahijalon, who drove out the inhabitants of Gath. Ahio, Shashak, Jeremoth, Zebadiah, Arad, Eder, Mishal, Ishpah, and Joha were the sons of Beriah. Zebadiah, Meshullam, Hizki, Heber, Ishmerai, Jizliah, and Shobab were the sons of Elpiel. Joachim, Zachary, Zabdi, Elianai, Zilithai, Eliel. Say these names 3 times fast. Adiah, Beriah, and Shimrath were the sons of Shimi. Ishpan, Eber, Eliel, Abdon, Zikri, Hanan, Hananiah, Elam, and Tovjah. Ishdia and Binuel were the sons of Shishak. Shemshurai, Shehariah, Athaliah, Joreshiah, Elijah, that's an easy one at least, and Zikri were the sons of Jeroboam. These were the heads of the fathers' houses by their generations, chief men. These dwelt in Jerusalem. Now the father of Gibeon, whose wife's name was Maacah, dwelt at Gibeon. And his firstborn son was Abdon. Then Zur, Kish, Baal, Nadab, Kedor, Ahio, Zechur, and Mikloth, who begot Shimeah. They also dwelt alongside their relatives in Jerusalem with their brethren. Ner begot Kish, Kish begot Saul, and Saul begot Jonathan, Malchishua, Abinadab, and Elishbaal. The son of Jonathan was Merib-Baal, and Merib-Baal begot Micah. He begot my husband. Oh, I'm just kidding. The sons of Micah were Pithon, Melech, Ishriah, and Ahaz. Oh, my husband got sons I don't know about? No. I got it, right. Okay. And Ahaz begot Jehoiada. Jehoiada begot Elameth, Asmaveth, and Zimri begot Moza. Moza begot Benia, Rapha his son, Eliasa his son, and Azel his son. Azel had 6 sons, whose names were these: Azrikam, Bokeru, Ishmael, Shiriah, Obadiah, and Hanan. All these were the sons of Azel. And the sons of Eshek, his brother, were Ulam, his firstborn, Jeush the second, and Eliphalet the third. The sons of Ulam were mighty men of valor, archers. They had many sons and grandsons, 150 in all. So there's a big family. These were all the sons of Benjamin. So that's a big family. So, I got a big family. My dad is one of 6. My mom was one of 12. Okay? So, think of all the cousins that I have. Each of my dad's siblings having kids. Each of my mom's siblings having kids. It's big family, I got 2 girls. But still think about the kids that they have, and then the kids that they're going to have, and so on and so forth, yada, 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 yeah. But, so what about you guys? Do you guys have big family, small family? What was it like growing up in your family? My family, we were military. Both my parents were military. And even when they got out, we still moved a lot. So, I think we were just used to moving. I don't know. But, I've lived in a lot of places. Born in Hawaii. Moved out to California. My sister was born in Oakland. Then moved out to Wisconsin to be with family back there. And lived there for a year, about 5. Moved back out to California. Lived in Mountain View, Sunnyvale, Hollister. Lived there for 6 years. They have a really cool biker rally out there. Back in the day, the bikers were basically gangsters and stuff and ran the town. But nowadays, everybody's reformed and and they have a really nice biker rally, and it raises money for, I can't remember, I think it's for like kids and stuff like that. It's really neat. But we got to go to that. Arnold Schwarzenegger one time was there. And my mom got his autograph. No, she didn't get his autograph. She thought about it, but she thought that I would be mad at her for not getting it. For getting it. Because I'd be jealous or something. Because for some reason, I didn't go that day. I think Mom and Dad just went for something, but but most of the time I would go. And I was mad that she didn't get it. I was like, how dare you not get it? I'm like, I could have had his autograph. So, but yeah. And let's see, we lived in Los Banos, which is about an hour away from Hollister. Lived there for a couple years. Moved to Missouri. My dad's company was getting rid of people that are getting close to retiring, and he had worked there for years, and he's like, okay, if I lose this job, we can't afford to live out here. It's too expensive out there. So then we moved to Missouri. Lived in a little place called Halltown, Missouri. A little town, if you blink, you're going to miss it. You think Andy Griffith and Barney Fife's going to come out, And it is a cute little town. It's very poor. We lived on ramen noodles. I told my mom I don't want to look at another dang noodle for the rest of my life. But at the same time, spiritually, he was very rich. The minute we moved out there, within an hour, all the neighbors in the whole town were there helping us move in. One neighbor came and he goes, you guys need help? And he said, yeah. He says, I'll be right back. And, I thought he was just going to go get his family or something. Nope. He got the whole dang town. He's like, new people, we're moving him in. The whole town's like, okay. Got baptized in a little church called Helltown Baptist Church. It was a wonderful church. My daddy and I got baptized together, actually. It's pretty cool. You know, a lot of times I've noticed places that you might be the poor as in money wise, a lot of times you're rich in other ways. Growing up out in California, my parents, my mom worked retail, so that way she'd be home with us kids. My dad, he had a good job that could provide. So my mom worked part-time. My dad worked full-time, and they worked opposite shifts, so that way someone was always home with the kids. We didn't really go to daycare that much. When both my parents were in the Navy, we went to daycare, but when they got out, they're like, no, we don't want to have daycare. We want to raise our kids. So, which is really cool. And that's how me and my husband work it out. I never had my kids in daycare. I would want my kids in daycare, I understand there's situations where you have to, but I don't judge parents that do. But, a lot of parents, though, that I've noticed put their kids in daycare, have them there all day. I mean, I'm like, what job do you work where you drop your kids off 6 in the morning and you don't pick them up till 6 at night? They're there from open to close. Let's get real. So, you just want to get rid of your kid. They're a meal ticket for you. That's just what it is. It's sad, but a lot of kids are just a meal ticket. And that's not how it should be. I wanted my kids. Me and my husband planned for our kids. We waited till we got married to start trying for our kids. And that's how it should be. Because there's so many kids that aren't even wanted. And then the kids, they act out. The kids are just like a meal ticket are the worst behaved. Because they know mommy and daddy just want them out of their hair. And daycare can't raise your kids. They have how many kids in their care at the same time? Between maybe 2 or 3 teachers or whatever. Okay. So they can't raise your kids. School cannot raise your kids. You have to raise your kids. You make them, you raise them. You don't want them? Close your legs. Not that hard. I can do it, anybody can do it. If you say, oh, I can't help it, that's an excuse. That's stupid. You can help anything you do. You control everything you do. You make the choice. Everything in life is a choice. So, moving on. But, yeah. So, where was I? Let's see. Out in Los Banos, Missouri. Then, the same job that was getting rid of people that are getting close to retiring, they called my dad and they said, we want you out here. We want you back because... Now, my dad, get this, okay? Everybody thinks you have to go to college. No, you don't. I'm not knocking college, okay? But my dad, with a equivalency GED, okay? He came up with a whole software to make the job run smoother. He came up with that. He didn't get no college education to figure that out. He figured it out on his own. Okay? My dad's not stupid. Okay? So, he got his education in the military. So, but, I mean, it's not too bad. So, life is going to take you different places that you ever thought. Now, I live, Oklahoma. So, but the place that, I'll get on that story. The place that was getting rid of people in my dad's department, they moved from California to Oklahoma because of the weather. Okay? They had to deal with the weather. So, They called him and said, we want you to move out here. So, moved out there, tried saving up money for getting us out here. And one of my dad's good friends that he worked with said, hey, you know what? You're paying for an apartment. You're trying to get your family out here. You stay with us, with my family. That way you don't have to pay me a red cent. That way you get your family out here. She was a beautiful, beautiful person. She passed away, sadly. She was a beautiful person. God bless her. And so my daddy moved us out here. And what's funny is I never thought that I would ever want to live in Oklahoma because my dad asked us years ago, like when I was a kid, if we wanted to go to Oklahoma because I think they were having discussions in the company about going to Oklahoma. And I was like, no, I don't want to live in Tornado Alley. Screw that. I don't want tornadoes. I was scared to death. I'd see the shows on TV about tornadoes tearing stuff up. I'm like, who would want to live there? And of course, I live out in California. Earthquakes, you don't get no warning for them either. So, but I was used to it. What's funny is people that grow up with tornadoes are used to it. People that grow up with hurricanes are used to it. They're like, well, okay, time to skedaddle, time to get our stuff and go, evacuate and then come back and rebuild. They're just used to it. That's how they grew up all their life. So to them, it's nothing. To me, earthquakes are nothing. Like, okay, get under a table, in the doorway, or outside. So things don't fall on you. That's it. I was used to it. But tornadoes are bad. Earthquakes are bad too. A lot of people died. My sister was born the big earthquake of '89. Look that up. You'll be like, oh my gosh, that's worse than any tornado. It's all over. But yeah, the whole dang fault line is bad. God always protected us, I'm not saying that God doesn't protect people that something bad happens to them. Sometimes bad things happen. It's life. And I'm not saying get over it because that's mean. And, I wouldn't want somebody telling me to just get over it if something happened to my family like that. But, I want people to be there and surround me and be like, hey, we're here for you. I'm just saying the fact that, bad things do happen to good people and bad people. It's life. Bad things happen to everybody. Okay. And good things happen to good people and bad people too. It says in the Bible, the sun sets on the good and the bad. The world's still revolving, everything's still going on. Whether you're good, whether you're bad, situations are going to happen just because we're alive on this earth. So, But, so, like I said, moving out here. And I never thought I would want to live in Oklahoma. I love Oklahoma. Now, you could not pay me if you said, I'll make you a millionaire for the rest of your life to live out in California. I'd say, no. I'd rather be poor out in Oklahoma than rich out in California. California is nuts. It's crazy out there. I would not want to live there. No way. The weather, beautiful. Sunny all the time. Good weather all the time. You can be outdoors 24/7 if you want to. But I was going to sneeze and then it never came. And there's some people out there that are really nice. We had some neighbors that were really, really nice out there. But most people just kind of keep to themselves. People out here are really friendly. And like my brother, when he came down from Wisconsin to visit, he goes, man, Oklahomans are the friendliest people I've ever met. And I said, that's because we have tornadoes ready to blow you away in the spring, sweltering heat in the summer to melt you into the concrete, and ice storms in the winter that break branches off of trees and, it looks like the apocalypse. So, I'm like, you know, we might go at any time. We want to end on a good note. So, but I love Oklahoma, and it's funny because sometimes things that you think you would never enjoy. I got somebody knocking on the door. Hang on. But things you think you'd never enjoy, you would. So, tell me your story about when you were growing up. Thumbs up, like, and subscribe. Peace.